Good morning, Joe. What's going on, man?
Hey, how you doing? What's
I
going
am
on?
good. It's the day before the day. I head down to Tinley tomorrow.
Oh, look out, Tinley. Here we come.
That's right. Look, Jen knows what's up. All the way back, all the way left. That's where you're going to find me at
That's
Tinley.
right. All the way back, all the way left. Go see Adam. Go see
Yeah.
proper Royals and the
Proper
best
Royals.
snakes at Tinley.
The, the slightly better than okayest. They're really solid.
That's great. That's great. That's exciting. It's going to be an exciting weekend. I want to hear from the chat. Who's going? Who's not going? What's happening? And why aren't you going? That kind of thing, you know?
Why, you run out of excuses? You need some fresh ones?
Yes. I am traveling this weekend. I'm sorry.
Where are you going?
I'm going on a trip. It's a 10-day trip to Pennsylvania. I'm just
This
going
is
to my
that
hometown.
one. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
I'm leaving tomorrow, and yeah, I'll be gone until not the following Sunday, but the Sunday after that.
Yeah. All right. I rescind my snarky excuses comment then. Yeah, that's a good trip. You should go.
No, I need to make it to Tinley. Don't let me off the hook. I need to go.
All right. Well, it might. Yeah, we'll have to figure it out, because if you come in October, that's when Chris Ven's with me. But if you come next March, then I'm wide open.
Okay. I mean, it doesn't matter. I like Chris too.
Yeah, Chris is a good dude. Well, we get into a matter of space, like Chris,
well, I'm not gonna hang around with you the whole time. I'm gonna go.
Okay. Well, yeah, I know you won't be able to if Chris is there too. So
yes.
No, when people don't, they probably do. Maybe they understand. People have to realize. I'm sure they can understand. They have to realize Tinley is literally like I mean, it's elbow to shoulder to shoulder, man. Like, it is packed. It is one of those events where I'm just like, thank God I have my own table and I have like a little bit of space back here, but there's not much space. So people helped me out, pulled some strings. I got a table a little while back. Where my table is, there's this big like air duct behind me. So like, I don't know, 4 to 6 square feet of space that would normally be behind a table is occupied. So like navigating back there, especially with two of us, is a real challenge. So it's
yeah, I mean,
funny.
And two of, I mean, I'm a person and a half. We've discussed this. I am a large individual. I am a person and a half, basically. So so you're gonna have 2.5 people if I come there.
That's because of your heart, Joe. That is your care and your heart. That is 1.5. That's why, you're the guy. You're the one here sitting in the co-pilot seat in the cockpit. What have you been up to? What's your one thing this week? What do you got going on?
Yeah, well, I don't know. I'm trying to suffer through all the pollen. Yesterday there were just I was looking at I was standing next to a car talking to somebody, and flecks of pollen were just coming down and hitting the car. I could see it. I can see them fall on the car and like just splatter on the car. So I'm trying to get through that. So I might have to take a break here or there to get a sneeze or something. But let's see. My one thing this week, I'm excited about my trip. And one of the things that I'm excited about is that I don't know. I think I've mentioned this before. I'm a bagpipe player. I'm a bagpiper.
You do mention it often, and you know what?
Often. I don't mention it often.
Excuse me. Often is not the right word. That's correct. At times, but you do it with the right frequency that I often forget. So that when you say it again, it's like, oh yeah, I do. That's right. I had forgotten. All right.
I started
Piper. Yeah.
I started bagpiping when I was a kid. And it was me and a bunch of there was a band that started together. So we all took lessons together, and it was me.
Can you imagine how awful the room sounds with a room full of amateur pipers? Oh,
it was bad.
Oh my gosh.
So It was me and like 10 other 60-year-old men that were but they were great. They were just such characters. I was talking about them this past week with my mom. Just great characters, and it was a good. But I would around this time in Pennsylvania, we were doing the circuit, the parade circuit. So Scranton, we go down to Bucks County, we do the Stroudsburg parade, and I would go in for St. Patrick's Day to New York City, not to play, but it was one of those things. And that I will be doing that. I will be in New York City for the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Cool.
Just as an observer. So I'm really excited about that. But also my trip also coincides with my town's St. Patrick's Day parade, which is, I mean, everybody just calls it Parade Day. And it's a really fun time. So I'm just really looking forward to being in my hometown and going to those different types of things. It's just like everybody's happy and having fun. It's great.
So Kelly and I, one of the great questions of our relationship has always been understanding parades. I don't get it. I didn't grow up in towns with parades. Like Florida suburbs don't have parades. I come here to Minnesota, every town. I mean, you find a reason they're going to be a parade, man.
Yes.
Like, and you just walk down, like people just walk down the street, and then other people sit there and watch them walking down the street. And then like every other word is like parade. We got to do this for the parade. And I was like, we're just gonna all walk, like just go for a walk in the park. Like this is like, it's a weird, what is the parade? Like what is the thing that ties it? Like,
I think there's something. So first of all, I think there are good parades and bad parades. I think there are good parades and bad parades. And I think the St. Patrick's Day parade is a good parade because I really like seeing pipe bands. Okay. And second of all, I like there's usually some kind of like there's dancing groups that go and join the parade. So they'll stop and then they dance and stuff like that. And that's fun. But I think part of a parade in a small town is about the community. It's like where a lot of people gather. You see people that you don't, that are in the community. You say hello to them. And everybody. It's just a great atmosphere because we're celebrating. It's not a work meeting. It's not anything. It's just everybody from the community is there and having a nice time. It just brings the town together.
So my version is I had to sit there on the sidewalk standing with my hand in my pocket.
I think that's a you problem. I mean, if you don't love a parade, that's your problem. you go to a parade and you go, I need to be entertain me.
Yeah, what the hell am I there for? Why wouldn't I want to be entertained? Like that's
you gotta make it fun. You're a part of it. You gotta make it fun. You're a part of the community. You gotta be a figure in the community.
I think parades have to be introduced at a very young age. I think you have to get indoctrinated at a very young age. Because as an adult, trying to get somebody to appreciate, like, I don't know that any new adult that's never been to a parade is like, this is going to be something. And then they get there and they're like, wow, look at that. I don't know.
I'm not going to a parade to be impressed. I'm going because it's an event in the community. It's fun. But New York City, that's a little different though.
But you're not in the community of New York City. You're not going to stand and talk.
New York City is different. Yes.
Yeah, you're not going to talk to Giorgio about, the old days and how things were in the neighborhood when you were coming up.
There's something about going into New York City that people gather together in a particular space, and it's very cheery, especially that one. Now, the St. Patrick's Day was always one. And I used to be involved in that, and I used to see family and friends there. People would come in from Long Island. I would come in from Pennsylvania. We'd meet there. We knew somebody. I remember we knew somebody in the city. We'd go up to their apartment and hang out and everything. So it's not just the parade. It's all the things peripherally regarding the parade as well. Now,
all right.
the Thanksgiving Day parade, that is a sight to behold. That is something.
I thought you were coming to my side on that. I thought you were going to be like, now
No.
that one, that's nonsense.
No.
Okay.
That is a parade in and of itself. It's not about the community. It's about the spectacle of it. And that is a weird parade to be in New York City and to see those giant balloons come down the street is so surreal and weird.
Yeah. And
it's something that's kind of neat.
That's way different than a small town parade, though. That's not the same. Yeah. We're not talking about the same thing. That's a different type of
yes.
So yeah, I mean, we have, and there's always like a parade princess. There's like the queen of the parade, and there's
there's a grand marshal.
Yeah, right. Oh, yeah. Don't mess with him. He's a big deal. He's gonna blow a whistle.
There's a grand marshal, and people go, "Yeah, that's a good grand marshal," or "No, I don't like that guy," or whatever. And and sometimes there's people in old cars just going down, and they're sitting in the back of the car waving and throwing candy. I mean, throwing as a kid.
Everybody throws candy at the kid. Yes. Yeah. All right. Well, okay. So I don't quite get it. I'm not anti them. I just go a whole lot. That's all. But it's even at the property there in North Carolina I managed, we did a 4th of July golf cart parade. People would decorate their golf cart. Oh, big deal.
Well,
big deal. And you talk about each other's carts. Well, no, this was in North Carolina.
Yeah, I know, but I was saying that's a big Florida thing. Like all the communities and stuff here have sometimes have golf cart parades.
Yeah, gotta have the parade. Okay, well, good luck in on the parade circuit that I guess you're going on.
I'm excited. I'm going to 2. Okay, I'm going to the big one in New York City, which is not just a parade; it's a big party in the city.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
don't knock it. All right.
I don't get it. Is what I'm saying. I'm not knocking it. I'm actually trying to understand.
Sounds like you're knocking.
I knock it a little bit because I don't get it, and then it's like it's a whole day. What I got to stand? It turns into a whole day, man. This big thing. And then people just say parade over and over. That's all you hear all day. Joe, I have a little coffee, Joe. Why don't you want to tell the viewers kind of the whole value proposition of the show?
Oh yeah. So this is Proper Cup of Joe. I'm Joe, and I don't have snakes. And this is Adam, and he does have snakes, and I have a lot of questions. Week in, week out, I've known Adam for a long time, and then all of a sudden he becomes a snake guy, and I just don't. I gotta. That's something I don't get, and I have questions now. Being a part of, we've been doing this 2.5 years. Being a part of this, I'm beginning to understand. It's the people. It's the people involved. It's the community. We got a great chat going this morning. That's one of my favorite things. So get involved. Come back every Thursday morning at 7:30 Eastern.
Say birthday Thursday for John at Inquiline.
John, Inquiline. Yeah. Happy birthday, brother.
We hung out in Denver at one of the biggest bratwurst beer house hall things I've ever seen. What? Did I freeze? I'm a Minnesotan, pal. I can hang, man. I'm good.
You froze, I think. For me, anyway. I'm sorry.
Oh, I thought am I back? I thought you were making a joke. I thought you were making a joke about cold weather in Denver. I was like, I can hang, man. Okay, you meant internet freeze. No, we hung out downtown, and it's this massive building. I couldn't believe how big it was. It's like the episode of Seinfeld where George like walks into the meat factory, but then there's like a party with like supermodels in it. Like we went into there, and I was like, but it was empty. It was weird. Like we were the only people, but I think it's because like I was going to a concert that night with a buddy from high school. And so we were there like late afternoon, really early evening, but had these awesome brats, big steins of beer. It was great. We had a good time, and
that's great. That's good.
Anyway, that's John. Like you say, the people in the community are good. Now he lives in Iowa, I think, so he's not that far. But
cool. Yeah, and we start our show usually, catching up the past week, and we each have one thing that we kind of bring up, but sometimes it morphs into 3 or 4 things. But Adam, what is your one thing from this past week or this coming week that you're excited about?
So aside from Tinley, which maybe we'll dive into a little more here in a minute, I've been really at this a little bit of the like show behind the show. I've been really like conscious of our, when you say community, our viewers, our community it's not our community, a community we're part of. It all emanated from ball pythons, and credit to Joe for 2.5 years putting up with ball python questions. And but like the show had kind of evolved into business, life, goals, what's it all for, where are we at, where are we going, all that kind of thing, which I love. And I think the audience enjoys, and they've gotten to know us really well. And so that personal aspect is cool. But I said to myself, like, how, and this is not just a 1 week thing, this has been going in my mind. How do we stay true to that, what we've evolved to, but also stay true to what got us to where we're at? So, yeah. And then at the same time, every now and then people pop up and go, "Hey, Adam, you remember the thing you used to do? It was really cool. You should bring it back." And I was like, it's a lot of work. I had to get in touch with a lot of people and this and that. And then I said, you know what? This would be the perfect spot to evolve that segment to involve Joe, evolve to involve Joe. And I decided, I told Joe about it, so it's not that exciting to Joe or biggest surprise to Joe. But I pitched it to Joe. I said, what do you think if we bring back the coolest ball python in the world weekly segment? The coolest ball in the world every week. What I'll do is I will find what I think is the coolest python in the world that week. We'll show it. I'll talk about it. And then, Joe, you have to tell us, as the voice of reason, what your grade is on it. I don't know. You could choose. You got to choose what kind of grading system you're going to have. You're going to have just an A through an F, which is kind of typical, but you are, professorial, I must say. Or you want to do like, I don't know, 2 Joes, 1 Joe, no Joes.
How about I wear hats every week. We're going to give it we're on a scale of 1 to 5 hats.
1 to 5. Okay. 1 to 5. So we
1
were
to
talking.
10. How about we do 10?
Oh, I was thinking 2. I was thinking keep it genetics, like 0, 1, or 2. That's it. You get.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go genetics. 0, 1, or 2.
Is it not cool? Is it het for cool, or is it cool? That's what.
That sounds good. 0, 1, or 2 hats.
0, 1, or 2 hats. Oh, hat for cool. Okay, we're just riffing now. I was talking about this at dinner last night, believe it or not, with Kelly and Charlie. And then Charlie,
I'm sure they were riveted.
Well, they put up with me. They're a patient family. Then they suggested annually at the end of the year, we can have a coolest ball python in the world each year. And then that can turn into some content, whether it's with the breeder or as a full actual episode. See, I used to do YouTube episodes of these. I would put together the whole YouTube episode. I would interact with the breeder. I'd find out what went on. And it was a massively difficult undertaking to pull off.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah.
So this is just going to be commentary that people don't even know. They'll find out after the fact. I'm going to steal their picture. I'm going to credit it to them. And I'm going to say, this is the coolest ball python in the world each week.
Now I thought you would present me with 3. And then I was deciding, this is the coolest.
Well, that's a lot of work. Yeah, I want to find 1 candidate each week, not 3. And then I'll say what it is, and then you give. I know, if I just would get off my butt and do something every now and again, just commit for once, right?
Gee, a little work ethic.
I know. So, all right, here it is. And I'll tell you too, I got to tell a little bit of a personal story with this. It's very brief. there are a few people that have been like, you got to bring that back. But one of them that I really, really look up to is a guy named KG at Bomb Projects. Every time I see him, he's like, where's the next coolest ball python in the world? And I'm like, it's been KG. It's been like 3 years, man. It's probably not coming back. He's like, it should come back. And he tells me that every time. And KG is an outstanding breeder and a good friend. So we're going to look at one of KG's snakes this week. This week's
nice.
Coolest ball python in the world, the Return. Here we go, Joe. That's a cool ball python, right?
That is a cool ball python.
Here, aside from being inspired by KG and Bomb Projects, this is inspiring to me because I always say, what would it be worth if you didn't know what it was? Like, what is the visual value of that snake? And this one fits that category because this is full of genes that KG has been trying to isolate in his collection. He doesn't know what they are. When he shed tests, it comes back negative across the board. This snake doesn't actually have a definition of what it is, but I'll read the. Yeah, well, it's yes and no. He has his own definitions for these genes, but they seem to be limited to his collection at the moment or unidentified. So I'll read his description. It says fire / bomb line black pastel. So he has a black pastel that doesn't register as black pastel on the shed test. Super bomb gene clown, and it's het pied. So I don't know what's doing what. The fire would be the one that's brightening it and giving it some of that yellow orange that's really glowing there. And
yeah,
when I see this snake, I like the cool head pattern. I'm a sucker for a snake that looks like it's wearing eyeliner. I love that. So this is a clown, clear clown. We know that from a recessive standpoint. Moving back down the back, I love that spinal kind of stripe that then goes down around the sides. But then that's where it really gets cool. Those patterns are really broken up. It's almost like it's wanting to be a chain link, but they're almost triangles coming down, and the black outline. So you got like that brownish orange, then you get the black outline, and then you're getting that yellow in the middle that's kind of got a flame to it. So it's a different, it's an orange yellow at the top and a brighter yellow at the bottom. And then when you're out of those patterns, you're getting that orange flaming. And I love as you scoot back towards the end of the snake, it just becomes almost like a pure orange, where that pied influence, we call that a ringer. You see that little yellow ring? We call that a ringer. That's a het pied influence on the back of it. And it's almost like it's a different animal and a different snake and a different pattern back there. Look how orange it gets, man.
Yeah, right.
That is a cool ball python. Let's look at a different angle. There we go. There's a better shot of the head and some of that pattern looking there. So I think that's an incredibly cool snake. He lists it as a super on that gene that he has. So it's 2 copies of clown, 2 copies of the bomb gene, and 1 copy of pied. So that's going to be really powerful for as a breeder in the future too. So aesthetically, nails it. Breeding power, nails it. I think that's this week's coolest ball python in the world, man.
That's fantastic. I really love it. And I especially like what you said, like the stripe down the spine, like how it's continuous.
Right.
It reminds me of what do you like, the coast of Florida has those intercoastal waterways.
Yeah, little estuaries and bays and inlets.
Seems like yes, exactly. This
Okay.
is it reminds me of Florida. So I'm giving it 2 hats.
2 hats. Joe brings 2 hats out of the gate. Audience seems to be enjoying it too. I see no lies told on the 2 hats, Joe.
And that ringer is a nice touch at the end there, isn't it?
I think it is.
And I can see the orange. So again, I want to remind people: not only am I a bagpiper, but I'm also colorblind. So I can see these colors. They're very bright, and I can see what you're talking about with that ringer there at the end. That's the het pied influence. Oh my
Correct.
gosh.
Yeah.
If people heard me talking like this,
look at you, Joe. You're gonna
wouldn't
make it
hire
one
me.
day.
That would be the problem.
And now you understand why I had to get into the business of buying car washes. This is what life becomes, man.
So I can definitely see that head pied influence at that ringer at the end. That's a really nice touch. I like that.
Now you're going to be able to walk
Creates
through a
handle.
show, and you're going to be like, brightening the lelit complexes and het influences, man, just set things off. This is really
it's
you're
nice
loading up.
Touch. The het influence, yes.
Yeah,
it's a nice touch. Yeah,
het pied influence. There we go.
Yeah, I would agree with Jim. It's a banger.
Okay.
So good on KG. Definitely.
That's KG from Bomb Projects, man. What a cool snake. So
now, where is he located?
KG's out in LA. Joe, if you're familiar with the Dos Equis commercials of the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
Let's just say KG's sneezes bless other people. Okay. He is the most interesting man in the world. His stories are phenomenal, man. It's really fantastic. So, man, really cool snake, and congratulations. Welcome back to the coolest ball python in the world. I have visions.
All right, man.
I have visions of a little intro, a little graphic that pops up. People can get ready for that.
Now, will this be a regular weekly segment?
I want it to be every week. Yeah, man. This is
every week. Okay.
And I think we could. What was that? That was 6-7 minutes. Not bad. Okay, I did it. 7-8 minutes. Not bad. Yeah. That's Joe. We have. What's the line from Pulp Fiction? I'm not sure that's according to Hoyle, miracle, but there was some providence involved there. Elias nailed it.
But I will say that color blindness is nothing that needs to be cured. It's just different. Okay, everybody. All right. It's a disability. Okay. And I don't want to be made fun of. All right. I'm just kidding.
I thought it was great. I was like, he sees, he's cured. Yeah, by the power of the serpent. The serpent did it. It was good.
By the power of the serpent.
The power of the serpent. Elias, thank you, man. That this week, all super chats will go in the gas tank to get me to Tinley this week. So
thank you.
Always supporting us. Appreciate it, Elias. Today, the coolest ball in the world was brought to you by Heart of the Python Ball Pythons. You got to check out Bill and Kate. They're out in Massachusetts, and family operation. They also have their Heartline brand of animals that they share and they sell. Those are bred for temperament, and they're specifically cool animals that are designed to grow the hobby, and that's what they breed theirs for, with temperament. There are other projects in the Heart of the Python line that they do is Monarch, a puzzle with Kate, Bill, Monsoon, and then the kids are working Sunset and Clown projects. Joe, that was one of the best looking clowns you'll ever see. That's why people work clown projects right there. So audience, check out Heart of the Python there. You can check them out right in the description. Give them a little love for the support here on Proper Cup of Joe. Cold-Blooded Cafe, I get to hang out with them at Tinley this weekend, which is always a joy. I've been right next to Desiree and the Cold-Blooded team. By total coincidence, of all the vendors I could have landed next to, probably some 500 of them, I land next to people that have supported me now for over 4 years. Fantastic. Keeping this going. Proper 11, that promo code will get you free shipping from Cold-Blooded Cafe. Check out one of my latest reels if you want to see how I heat up my rodents and the success feeding that I have with them. Last but not least is Husbandry Pro. You got to keep things organized, Joe. They'll be at Tinley this week too. I'll go see Zach will be there. I don't know if Robert will be there or not, but Husbandry Pro, how are you going to keep everything organized? How are you going to keep track of what genes are in what animal, who paired with what, when what eats, and you can transfer it all to your customers. You can have it at your fingertips. It's on your phone. It's on your laptop, on your desktop, all of it fully integrated, real-time, web-based software. Go check it out. You get a free trial, 60 days with P Royals. 60 doesn't cost you anything. You don't even have to put in a credit card to get going. You just download it and let it rip. Thanks to the sponsors, thanks to the audience, and thank you, Joe, for putting up with this crazy world that that you've
appreciate it. I mean, I appreciate being a part of this. I mean, and I like this segment. I'll look forward to it every week, and I think it'll really help the outsider understand the allure of being involved in snakes.
Yeah, and just the wild directions that they end up in. Those are all, I mean, as time goes on, but you'll see, but they're all ball pythons, man, and the variety is what gets us hooked. So, Joe,
sure.
do you ever have conferences, trade shows that you go to, big industry events for yourself, or any that have stuck out? What makes a great conference, trade show, expo, all of those things? What goes into that? What do you look for when you anticipate those, or don't? Or what makes you shudder and not want to go to them?
Yeah, so a few things. So number one, if there's a great party appreciation, like usually you go to these things and you go, okay, you're a client of, your organization is a client of this organization. This organization is putting on a conference. You go to that conference and there is a banging party, like the one that I went to in San Diego, where we were on what was it? It was an aircraft carrier in the harbor.
Now you're just flexing. Yeah, go ahead.
On top of the harbor, there was a band that was playing, and that band was Poison.
It was Poison.
And it was awesome. that made that conference pretty good. But I would say so. And then the keynotes are great. I love a good keynote speaker. But if we're talking about expos, I like going to an expo that has the latest innovations that you can try out and see. And you have knowledgeable people there who are just, and that don't come off, everybody's trying to sell something there, but don't come off as salesy, but they seem to be having a good time as well. So you have these people who are showing their best products, their cutting edge stuff, and they seem to be enjoying the new innovations of the industry. That's what I really like about that. Those expos.
That's a good point on both fronts, and I hadn't thought about like the innovative unveilings. That is a really cool point to it. So Tinley, for our industry, our hobby, is like, I was going to say it's all the above. There's not really any presentations and keynotes. It's a whole lot more. You kind of have to find that stuff. So it really is a customer facing expo where you can purchase. So expo, well, I wouldn't say there's not purchases made, but a lot of expos, you might put in orders, or you might, you're usually not walking out with stuff other than like the swag or the giveaway. So like trade show, like a trade show, the National Restaurant Association trade show in Chicago, right on the waterfront area. I forget the big place, and when I say big, it is big. Holy cow, it's big. But you're not like walking. You might purchase the glassware for the restaurant, but you're not walking out with it. You're buying 1,000 glasses or something. You're doing like the trade show stuff. This is a whole lot more of a sales expo where you buy the thing, which in this case would be reptiles. But there's also the aspect of people unveiling their best stuff. A whole lot of people in the industry will say, I finally hit XYZ and hit means they produced this particular animal. I hit on lucky sevens. Okay, I hit on this, and they'll
the snake.
Right. Itself. Yeah, we're not hitting it now. And they'll unveil it at Tinley. It'll be the first time it's on public display, or the first time, or it won't be the first time. People will say, like my good friend Jeremy Bod, he's got a gene called Tornado that not many people have. And when I say not many, I mean like 5 or 6 people probably in the world have it. He's like, come by the booth. I'll have the tornadoes on display.
Yes.
You can come
That's
see
awesome.
them in person, and big things happen. I don't want to share other people's business, but that was the first time in my life I've heard 6-figure offers made on an animal, and the first time I've ever heard somebody decline a 6-figure offer in outside of a home buying negotiation. And it was pretty neat. I got to say, I was taken aback. I was like, wow, I could, there's a lot of reasons to take that. So, but
So it's funny. It like a really great conference. There's some like activity, and so there's some talk. There's some maybe you hear some deals are being struck, or they're bringing in this person to collaborate, or this organization to collaborate, or there's two organizations that are going to collaborate together. That there's that kind of stuff that goes on at a great conference. I think
yeah,
as well, there is like future talk. Like this is like, I always love like when they unveil a roadmap. Like not necessarily like this is not necessarily what we're doing, what we have done, and this is the newest stuff. But there's also a roadmap to the future, and this is what we're
right.
trying to do.
Yeah, here's what we have. Here's what in our world, what I'm pairing it with. Here's what we'll see this time next year.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
really
yeah,
cool. I like the I guess you would call it soft skills, but it's not a soft opportunity. I like the organic opportunities of, let's go grab dinner. Hey, you'll be there, I'll be there. Let's make 10 minutes. I got some things to run by you. There's such a value to looking someone in their eye, shaking their hands in person. It is just a monstrous value. And Tinley is even more so in my opinion than Daytona, although I have a different focus now than I did since the last time I was in Daytona. So maybe I need to revisit this, but Tinley is like the best, like behind the scenes business oriented show in our world as well. So like, I'm hoping on the next show this time next week, Joe, we'll unveil a new advertising partner and initiative, more than just advertising, like somebody I'm planning on working with. And I'm looking forward to that opportunity. So being able to meet people in person, both colleagues, people that that are producers, and I wouldn't say on the periphery, but so there's the animals, but then there's all the stuff that goes with the animals. There's the frozen rodents, there's the husbandry pro, there's the enclosures, there's equipment, all of that kind of stuff is those folks are all there as well. So finding those opportunities, and they're in cool cities. They usually don't do these big conferences in rundown non cool places. So the restaurants are good, the scene is good. But
yeah.
But back
oh
to
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even like when whenever I go to a conference or an expo or something, I don't only go to that conference. I go to that city, and I've got to put a trip together around that city or wherever it's taking place so I can see the coolest stuff there.
Right. And then like little traditions emerge. Like I always go to the steakhouse in town on Friday night. It's like my it's my own little kickoff. It's my own little reward for, I'm going to work hard this week. I'm going to have a ribeye on Friday night, a really nice glass of wine, and I'm going to get some sleep. I don't. I go hang out afterwards. But I tell myself that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a full belly. I'm going to get to sleep. I'm going to be really ready for Saturday. But the opportunity is in. So this convention is attached to a hotel. So the hotel lobby and the hotel bar, you just got to go, even if you don't drink. Like, go hang out. You're gonna chat with people. There'll be little cohorts of people all over the place. You can eavesdrop, you could stop in, you can introduce yourself, and it's just like, hey, that legend, hey, there's the most interesting guy in the world. Hey, there's somebody that I've known in a chat or seen in the comment section for years. I get to meet them in person. It's a really cool, I know I throw around community a lot, but it's a really cool experience that way too. Camaraderie.
So two things that I want to bring up. Number one is when I mentioned like keynotes, usually it's not really the content of what they're delivering. It's actually the person that you kind of want to see. So it's not really about the delivery of the keynote. It's about meeting or seeing the biggest names in the industry, really.
Right.
So that's what is great about the conference. And then there's, as I get older, and to your point, as I get older, I just want to work with people that I like.
Right.
So you don't know, like, I don't want to, like, there might be an opportunity to work with somebody and maybe you take it because it's a great opportunity or whatever. But really what you want to do is you want to meet people that you like and that you jive with, where you can go, yeah, we can be innovative together. And I trust this person, and you're not going to get that through, emails back and forth or just like phone conversations. You have to go and be in person and meet that person and jive with them. So is that the right word? Jive, I guess.
Yeah. Right.
You gotta feel them out, So and both of those things are the things that you're talking about, not just seeing somebody speak or something, but getting to meet the biggest names in the industry, but also seeing who you're going to jive with there. It sounds like this is like Tinley is the place to go.
Yeah. Well, I have a funny story about what you're talking about. So, I like to target who I work with specifically rather than just, somebody goes, hey, I'll write you a check. Can you cut promos for me? Like, I really like to believe in what I'm pitching because it's authentic and it's real. And ideally, if I'm already a customer and I'm already a happy customer of that company, then I'm a really, really big fan and I can be a raving fan and I can share that enthusiasm versus I'm a hired gun, like it's a much better relationship. So I got in touch with this company that I kind of targeted. I was like, they are doing innovative stuff. This is cool stuff. And I don't want to say too much because if it doesn't work, then it's like, oh, well, that was a bust, but it might work. So through a series of coincidences that I didn't know, there was a layer of luck involved in this too. But it came to be that we were discussing maybe it would make sense to vend adjacent to each other in a certain region. And we both kind of paused for a minute. And then I said, and it was great because like great honesty still is the best answer for everything. And then I said out loud on a phone to somebody I'm asking for kind of a big deal from, I said, it's really tough to know if you're going to want to stand next to somebody for 10 hours a day on a regular basis. And the other person goes, that's so right. You're exactly right. There's employees that I'm like, okay, I learned the hard way. They can't come with me anymore. And so there was this like, yeah, why don't we meet at Tinley and we'll film a little something there and see how we feel working together. But it's exactly what you just described. And it was like this like it's not really a thing you should ever say to somebody on like that was our literal first phone call. I pitched, I asked for a phone call meeting, I got the phone call meeting, and that was in the phone call meeting that I had. And
I mean, that's the honest to God truth, though. I mean,
it is.
I mean, imagine working with somebody that you just don't like, and they're not bad. You're not bad.
They're great people. I just can't, or they can't stand next to me for 10 hours. I am a nutcase.
Yeah. There's not a looseness. There's not a there's not a connection there, and you're trying to come up with things to say, and it's just it's not a good vibe. It's not a good vibe, and when you're presenting that, if you're doing something with them and you don't have a good vibe with them, then that comes off as like part of your brand a little bit. It's like, gee, you
Yeah,
gotta be careful.
yeah. I don't need I don't need the right. I don't need that guy. So it was really because in those meetings, like they get creative where where we're like, oh, well, what if we did this, or what if we did that, or is this something? And there's that pitch excitement. You don't want to say no to the person who might really, make this alignment happen, this other
Yeah.
decider. And you're like, yeah, that'd be great. Oh, that's cool. And then you're like, let's make sure that we want to be
Yeah.
around each other for this amount
Yeah.
of time on a regular basis. But it was really cool because his response was completely empathetic to what I was saying, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, I think this guy passes the test. I don't know though. So we're gonna
Well, that's a
go.
part.
We're gonna do a little something together on Friday. Yeah.
There is a part of being in person like that where so you go, these are the people that I jive with, and then these are the people that I like them, but that's not it's not where I'm at right now to hang out with them.
Right.
So
And
you get that a little bit, and then go ahead, sorry.
I was gonna say it becomes like a subset of um negotiations and the pitch. I like working with working with the companies that I work with. Like I say, I'm a fan. They also have to put money, and there's some people that don't ever want to come on the show. Cold Blooded Cafe has never come on the show, and I'm like this huge fan of theirs, but they're like, well, believe it or not, we're really not ball python people. We can talk about frozen rats, but we're monitor people, we're big snake people, they're like
Yeah.
alligator people, they're the crocodilians. So it's like, oh, okay, and there's got to be a right fit and a right time and a right place for these sorts of things. So, but it's neat, and that all happens at these really good expos, or in our
Yeah.
case, Tinley, where you can have those kind of conversations and those outlooks and those opportunities. It's exciting, man.
So it sounds like, okay, the things that I don't like
Okay.
about about
Oh yeah, let's talk about what we don't like about expos. That's true.
well, I mean, if I'm constantly being attacked to, to buy something or to get involved or to, there's there's a salesiness to it, which is, I know that it needs to happen, but there's a certain way that, if I'm feeling like I'm just being bombarded by salespeople, and that's what they usually are at these things, as salespeople. They want, but if I'm just being try like talk to in that way, no, I'm not. I'm going to walk away from you, and I'm probably not going to stay in the expo very long.
I'm with you. So that National Restaurant Association expo, it's huge, Joe. I don't know how. I mean, thousands of vendors. I mean, it is massive, massive. It is like walking through a carnival of hucksters, man. Step right up, step over here, check out this. I got to tell you about, I mean, they're swinging knives, they're blowing torches. There's meat being put, like, shoved in your face. You're like, have some meat. And you're like, I got to get out of here, man. It absolutely is overwhelming. So like that show I would go to with the chefs, and the chefs would geek out and stay all day. I would do the stuff I was just talking about. I'd meet with Cisco. I'd have the dinners. I would have the meetings and look at the technology and that kind of stuff. But I could do that largely away from, I would spend an hour or two at the show and then get out of there. Whereas the chefs would be at the show 10, 12 hours for the day. So yeah, the bombardment of people and sales stuff. I used to do, which I completely hate. I've actually blocked. I just remembered I used to do these after talking about trade shows. I used to do wedding trade shows and wedding expos. Oh, that, I don't know how much you've studied Dante and his works on a certain place, but in the 6th or 7th level, you'll find a description of a wedding trade show, which is just more. We used to present next to this dude that was like, he thought he was like the modern day Bob Barker. He had all these carnival games. Step up, win this discount. You're going to win. You're going to win the free cake of your dreams for your wet. Oh my gosh, it was horrific. Like what happens if you get bad neighbors if you're a presenter? That sucks.
That when and this is a problem when you said like all the people at once at the same time, like you usually you go to a convention and there is an expo at the convention, right? So there's all of these talks and small groups and stuff that are taking place around the expo. And but then if the expo is only open for like a certain amount of time during the day, to allow for the people who are there at the expo to go to these talks, that's when there's like a huge amount of people there. But if the expo is open all day and then that's better because people can come and go as they please. So that's one thing. I think, and Jim has I appreciate Jim, the sales convention, but the best vendors call you with anything. Like if they present like an experience for you,
Right.
that you can enter into, then that's the best kind of thing. And you go, I like that experience. I'm just gonna take the card or whatever. The best convention that I ever went to, and I'm sure you've been to these, was a convention in Philadelphia. It was an expo in Philadelphia. It was a wine expo.
Oh yeah.
And that's just, you go in and you taste wines for as long as you can. And it was fantastic. And it was really, really chill. Nobody was really, really up in your face about selling or anything like that. It was just try this wine. Do you think it would be good for your place?
So you went to an industry trade show, like they were selling to people licenses.
Yeah.
That's the one that you went to. Okay. Cause
Yeah.
I was going to say those are different. Your tasting room experience. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
this, I admit this sounds like, oh, look at me flex, but the not the most recent property, but the property I moved to North Carolina to be the food and beverage director for. That's the one I talk about that had like the helicopter pads and like that clientele. Because I was the food and beverage director and I was the wine buyer, I was legitimately one of the biggest buyer of wine in North Carolina. There might have been 4 or 5 of us that spent in that range. Now it wasn't my money. So I'm not saying I was the guy with the money. I was the guy deciding what we were going to purchase. And then because of some programs that we ran for our members, we had a wine store where they not only could buy by the case, they had to buy by the case. My model was, we don't break cases. You can buy it and it'll be at an advantageous price and I'll get it for you. But I'm not dealing in, this ain't a little shop where you're going to deal in individual bottles. And because of that, then people would go, I'll take 20 cases or whatever. So I ended up being one of the largest buyers of wine in North Carolina. And those industry ones where you're tasting, you're spitting, no matter how much of the wine that you spit out, you're still absorbing it through the membranes in your mouth. You still mixes with your saliva. You can only do that for so long to where you're still going to end up sideways. And then there's a secondary sub skill of not making decisions. So it would annoy people because I would tell them, I'm not committing to anything today. You can follow up tomorrow, but I don't make decisions at those. So there was like a subset of skills that you had to develop at going to those things. Those were really, really wild. Those were wild days, man. And I mean, they can escalate too when people, that's another angle of these shows, like the whales that get marked. Like I would get marked as a whale, like the big checkbook guy. So I mean, I was getting flights to Napa. People were putting me up in Napa for 3 days. Like Kelly was like, man, I married the right guy, man. Now look at this guy. Now she's like, yeah, we have a car. Why are you digging out ditches in a car wash? This doesn't make sense. But that's another angle of it too, is like trying to spot, like from a sales standpoint, all right, who's a buyer, sift through the buyers, sift through the tire kickers. What are the long-term relationships? All of that mixed together, man. It's a fun.
I wonder if that's an approach. Like you always make connections between your former industry. Well, you're still in that industry.
Yeah.
The service industry and the snake industry. I mean, like. So you go into a place like a winery, right? And you have an experience, and you pay for that experience, and then usually you're walking away with a bottle that you like, at
Right.
least a bottle that you like.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that's like an approach that you can take at an expo. Like, is there some kind of equivalent that you can that you do at the expo that is similar to the are there similar things that you can do or hone in on where you go, I'm going to make this like a wine tasting experience?
Okay, I've never done this, but as I understand speed dating, it's like the difference between an actual date and speed dating.
Yeah.
I'll never say there's no way to do something, because the creative questions that you figure out how to do the thing that can't be done is where innovation happens. Like, this is a definition of innovation. So maybe, but Joe, the overwhelming number of people that are there, I mean, there's not time. Like,
there's not time. Yes.
The pitch that I just made to you on what's going on that snake, the coolest ball python in the world, I don't even have time to engage customers for quite that long at Tinley.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. I got you. Okay.
And Tinley's notorious for very, very tight aisles. You almost can't be the guy that is hoarding conversation because you're causing a bottleneck where people can't get by.
Gotcha.
So you got to have the power of your animals first and foremost, the power of your brand to be a reliable source of those. So the animals hook them. Your brand has got to be like, all right, I'm willing to buy from that guy. So hopefully people recognize Proper Royals and Adam, and they've gone all the way back and all the way to the left because they know where the table's at. And then I wouldn't say then. These are all like equal, like circular things. There's the immediate like presence as well. You don't want your place looking like a rummage sale. You want it looking sharp. You need your presentation sharp. So actually, to that point, and this is time to wrap up. I got to get packing. I got to go to Tinley in the morning. I'm trying a new lighting setup. So the lights, and I think you've seen them, Joe, but maybe not. Lights that I use and a lot of people use, and they were innovative at one point, and they're completely useful because everybody uses them. They're like architect lights. So they're one long bar, and it kind of bends over, and then it is a strip across the displays. And they're really useful, and everybody has them. It's time for me to replace mine, but they discontinued the model. So I have to replace the whole thing. And I was like, what if I used these studio lights? I like the way that it lights up. I can dial in the exact temperature that I want of the light. They're exceptionally powerful. And they're just these little panels, like yay big. And those things that bend over, you got to reach under them, reach around them, over them. These would just be, I'm going to put them up really high and then have them shining down. So when people are going by, they're going to be like, in my mind, they're going to be like, what is going on over there? I don't know if it's good or bad, but there's a hell of a lot of something going on over there in that corner. So that's going to be a little change that I put into place here at Tinley this go round.
So let's just wrap this up here, because so the best expos, you meet people, you build relationships there. You have there's collaborations that begin that are really interesting, even if it's not the collaborations that you're forging. Hearing about collaborations that are taking place, there's the unveiling of innovation. There is the a sense of a future, of a roadmap into the future of what's going to take place in the industry. There's the city in which it is, the key, you're meeting the key people in the industry, and there are these, you're getting to know like the intangibles of the people in the industry, right? And
I want to be around them.
That's what makes a good convention. And from the sound of it, sounds like Tinley's got all of that. So if you're not going, you should plan to go in the future like I'm going to plan to go in the future.
I hope so. I hope to see everybody there. Travel safe. We got, not that I want to make a show about weather, but we got some weird weather coming this weekend. 23 inches they're calling for here in Minnesota on Sunday. So I won't be here for it. You can miss me with that weather, Mr. Spring. And I'll deal with it when I get home. How about that?
Sounds good, everybody. Everybody have a great week. We'll see you next week. Thursday, 7:30. Our community meets every Thursday, 7:30. So we'll see you then.
What a week to kick off the coolest ball python in the world. I'm going to Tinley. I'm going to go find this week's coolest ball python in the world at Tinley, guys. All right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye-bye.